Good afternoon. Welcome to the midday news on Rajya Sabha television. My name is Aishwarya Kapoor. In the next 30 minutes, we'll be getting you all the news and updates from India and across the globe, and also, of course, all the action from the budget session. Let us start with the headlines. Rajya Sabha to take up Homeopathy Central Council Amendment Bill 2019 today. Chairman urges members to follow rules for smooth functioning of the House. Lok Sabha to discuss the Indian Medical Council Amendment Bill 2019 and the Dentists Amendment Bill 2019. Prime Minister Modi to launch BJP's country-wide membership drive from Varanasi on 6th of July. Asks party workers to plant 5 trees in every booth during campaign. Also talks about the importance of being present in Parliament at the BJP Parliamentary Party meet. Maharashtra rain fury claims 27 lives, 18 die in Mumbai wall collapse, 54 flights diverted, trains affected. Government declares public holiday as heavy to extremely heavy rains are expected over the next 2 days. CBI begins a special drive against banking fraud, conducts raids in 18 cities across 12 states, registers 14 cases in coordinated action against the promoters of companies involved in frauds. And in cricket, India takes on Bangladesh at Edgbaston today. Victory will confirm India a spot in the last 4. Sri Lanka wins match against West Indies. First up, news on a budget session of Parliament, and as soon as the Rajya Sabha met for the day today, matters of public importance were raised during the 0 hour. Congress leader Digvijay Singh demanded a regulatory act for fake news. BJP MP Vinay Sahasrabudhe raised the issue of online games that are becoming very popular among the children.
Sir, with online gaming being extremely fascinating, highly interactive and influential, it has become the center of attraction for children between the age group of 5 and 7, regardless of their geographical location or family background. Sir, it is a welcome thing that children today aspire to become game developers or game designers. I believe these games, if played responsibly and age appropriately, prove to be beneficial and highly effective. There is no doubt about it.
And Satish Chandra Mishra of the BSP raised the issue of the decision taken by the UP government to bring 17 castes under the SC category.
उत्तर प्रदेश में 17 जातियां जो हैं वो अदर बैकवर्ड क्लास की जो लिस्ट बनी हुई है, जिसमें उनको अदर बैकवर्ड क्लास का बेनिफिट मिलता है और रिजर्वेशन से लेके हर चीज़ में उसमें वो सम्मिलित हैं। उन अदर बैकवर्ड क्लास की जो लिस्ट में 17 जातियां हैं, उनके बारे में बहुजन समाज पार्टी की तरफ से हमारी पार्टी की नेता ने भी, हम लोगों ने भी यही हाउस के अंदर कई बार इस बात को रेस किया, और जब सरकार थी उत्तर प्रदेश में तब यहाँ पर रिक्वेस्ट भी भेजी थी कि आप संवैधानिक प्रक्रिया के तहत इनको 341 सब क्लॉज 2 के तहत में इनको शेड्यूल कास्ट की लिस्ट में डालें, लेकिन उसी के अनुपात में उसका कोटा भी बढ़ाने का काम करें।
BJP MP Vijay Goyal raised the issue of Chandni Chowk and other areas in Old Delhi being very densely populated.
चांदनी चौक के अंदर इतनी ज्यादा अनऑथराइज्ड कंस्ट्रक्शंस हो रही हैं, जितनी हजारों हवेलियां हैं, एक एक करके हवेली टूट रही है। दिल्ली सरकार, शाहजहानाबाद डेवलपमेंट बोर्ड, ASI या जो भी निकाय हैं, वो चांदनी चौक के लिए कुछ नहीं कर रहे हैं। सड़कों के ऊपर इतनी मोटी मोटी तारें हैं कि नीचे धूप नहीं आती हैं। सीवर की जो लाइनें हैं वो बैठ चुकी हैं। गलियों के अंदर एनक्रोचमेंट है। ग्रीडी जो बिल्डर्स हैं, उन्होंने सब हवेलियों को तोड़ तोड़ के उनके छज्जों पर कब्जे कर लिए हैं।
Meanwhile, the Homeopathy Central Council Amendment Bill 2019 is listed in today's agenda of the Rajya Sabha. The bill was passed by the Lok Sabha on Thursday. This bill amends the Homeopathy Central Council Act 1973 and seeks to extend the period for the reconstitution of the Central Council from an existing period of 1 year to 2 years. Ayush Minister Shripad Yesu Naik will move the bill for consideration and passing. Meanwhile, Rajya Sabha Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu has urged all the members to follow the rules and regulations for the smooth functioning of the House. Let's take a listen.
11 o'clock the House starts. I suggest to all the members, I am repeating the suggestion, that everyone need to be there in their seat before the chairman arrives. We have to follow that practice. And then anybody who has got some urgent work with the minister, they are supposed to talk to the minister after the House is over. Not to cross from this side to that side and then disturb the minister, disturb the House also. This also has to be followed. The third thing is ministers also, after completing their work, they want to leave or they may want to go to other house. They are at liberty to go. But while going, they need not stand in the aisles and then talk to the members, because members normally try to stop them. That is not the place for any discussion or any chatting, etc. These things should be followed because, as I told you the other day also, the entire proceedings are live telecast. People are nowadays watching everything very, very closely and very carefully. So this has to be followed by one and all. And secondly, when it comes to the question of 0-hour submission, 0-hour submission, you are supposed to make submission orally. You are not supposed to read. And special mention, you are supposed to read. Some members are doing opposite. 0-hour, they are reading. And then special mention, they are speaking. So this practice, some of you may not be familiar with the rules or precedents also. I suggest that all members should go through the rules book also once, so that they get familiarized. And also the best education, according to me, how I got educated in parliamentary practices, legislative practices, to sit in the House for maximum time and observe what the others are doing, how they are making presentation. That will really help us. That will really help us to emulate.
All right, our colleague Panchanan Mishra is now joining us live from Parliament. Very good afternoon, Panchanan. So talking first about Rajya Sabha, we saw, key matters being raised during the 0 hour, and in question hour as well, we saw important questions being raised, including, Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan answering questions there on encephalitis. And talking about the post-lunch session, of course, the key legislative agenda being the Homeopathy Central Council Amendment Bill 2019 that is listed in today's agenda. Tell us more.
Exactly, Aishwarya. Raj Sabha witnessed a very good business in first 2 hours, in question hour and 0 hour. And during question hour, encephalitis issue.
All right, Panchanan, there seems to be an audio problem there. We can't hear you right now. We'll just come back to you. Let's now talk about Lok Sabha. Well, Congress MP Sonia Gandhi raised the issue of the privatization of rail factories in Lok Sabha today. Now, raising the issue of the corporatization of 6 railway units, Sonia Gandhi said in the first phase that the coaching factory of Rai Bareli is being corporatized. Meanwhile, 2 adjournment motions were also moved in the Lok Sabha today. Congress MP Pradyut Bordoloi gave an adjournment motion, a notice over illegal digging of coal mines in reserve forests of Tinsukia district in Assam. And Congress MP Kori Kunil Suresh also gave a notice over the restriction of education loan for technical course in National Assessment and Accreditation Council accredited colleges. And talking about legislative business in the Lok Sabha today, 2 bills are listed in the agenda. Minister of State for Health and Family Welfare Ashwini Kumar Chaubey will move for consideration and passing the Indian Medical Council Amendment Bill 2019 that amends the Indian Medical Council Act 1956. Now, this bill is aimed at bringing in transparency, accountability and quality in the governance of medical education in the country. It also aims to provide for the supersession of the Medical Council of India for a period of 2 years from August 2018. And also the Dentist Amendment Bill 2019 is listed in today's agenda for consideration and passing. Now this bill amends the Dentists Act 1948, and the amendment will help restructure the dental councils, and the representation of the central government members and the elected members would no longer be made mandatory in the dental councils. And both these two bills were introduced in Lok Sabha last week.
ये सबसे अच्छी इकाइयों में से एक मानी जाती है। अपनी कड़ी मेहनत से यह उपलब्धि हासिल करने वाले 2000 से ज़्यादा मजदूरों और कर्मचारियों को मैं इस साधन में बधाई देती हूँ। लेकिन दुख की बात यह है कि अब उन सभी का और उनके परिवारों का भविष्य भारी संकट में है। मैं आपको आपके जरिए सरकार से अनुरोध करती हूं कि वे रायबरेली की मॉडर्न कोच फैक्ट्री और सार्वजनिक क्षेत्र की सभी संपत्तियों की पूरी रक्षा करें और उन्हें इस मंजिल तक पहुंचाने वाले श्रमिकों और उनके परिवारों के प्रति सम्मान और आदर का भाव रखें।
Let's go across to Panchanan Mishra, who's joining us live from Parliament. Panchanan, as you were telling us about the proceedings in the Lok Sabha, in Rajya Sabha today, how the proceedings are going on smoothly, and we saw a very important, very productive zero hour as well as question hour. Do tell us also about the Lok Sabha, because today Lok Sabha also incidents of Mumbai rains were also brought up. Also, Sonia Gandhi there we saw spoke on the Rae-Bareli rail coach factory, and also in the post-lunch session, two key bills related to medical education in the country lined up.
Exactly, Aishwarya. Raj Sabha and Lok Sabha both are witnessing a very good business. In first 2 hours, there was a proper question hour and zero hour. Many questions were answered in Rajya Sabha. And issue of demonetization and also encephalitis was raised in Raj Sabha and was well answered. And Harshvardhan, who is the health minister, he gave the details of the entire encephalitis incident in Muzaffarpur and also in Gorakhpur. And also the measures taken by the government to curb this disease. And also in Rajya Sabha, we saw that Digvijay Singh, Congress MP, he raised the issue of demonetization and also how it hurts to GDP. And Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman answered it, and she said that it was not due to demonetization, and because in the last quarter agriculture growth was not proper. So many issues were raised in during zero hour question hour also, and we have heard that what Mr. Venkaiah Naidu has said. He is a chairman Raj Sabha. He also said that how to raise the issue during zero hour and a special mention. He also suggested members to follow that rules of Raj Sabha. And if we talk about Lok Sabha, then in Lok Sabha there are two bills in the post-lunch session, and both are related to health sector, and the dental amendment bill and also this medical council, which is now going to do some corrections in the previous bills, and ordinances are also in their place. And in the Lok Sabha, as we heard that Sonia Gandhi, he raised the issue of Rae-Bareli coach factory and also the issues in railway privatization. So it was a very fruitful discussion both in zero hour and a question hour. Aishwarya.
All right. Thank you, Panchanan, for all those news from Parliament. But do stay with us, because we'll get back to you over the BJP Parliamentary Party meeting today. Of course, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will launch the BJP's membership drive from Varanasi on 6th of July, during which he told the party workers that at least 5 trees should be planted in every booth across the country. He also told party MPs that if anybody brings a bad name to the organization with their conduct, then it is unacceptable. In his address, PM Modi asked party MPs to ensure their presence in Parliament during the ongoing budget session. And PM Modi will launch the membership drive on the birth anniversary of BJP ideologue Shyama Prasad Mukherjee. Home Minister Amit Shah will kick it off in Telangana, and other party leaders in different parts of the country. PM Modi today was also felicitated by senior party leaders in the first BJP Parliamentary Party meeting after the recent Lok Sabha polls.
मेंबरशिप अभियान 6 तारीख माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी वाराणसी में लॉन्च करेंगे और माननीय अमित भाई शाह तेलंगाना में लॉन्च करेंगे। सभी हमारे वरिष्ठ नेता देश के कोने कोने में मेंबरशिप अभियान का लॉन्चिंग करेंगे और माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी दिशा निर्देश देते हुए उन्होंने ये कहा, सदन में उपस्थिति के बारे में बहुत इम्पोर्टेंस देके उन्होंने कहा और उन्होंने ये भी कहा, सदन अपने आप एक विश्वविद्यालय है, सीखने के लिए ये बहुत बड़ा अवसर है। दिस इज द बिगेस्ट अपॉर्चुनिटी फॉर द एनीबडी टू लर्न एंड लर्निंग हैज़ नो एंड। इसलिए आपको सदन में बैठने से बहुत फ़ायदा होने वाले है और सीखने के लिए मिलेगा और जो सीख के अचीवमेंट करेगा उनका ही रिकग्निशन होगा, सम्मान होगा। ये बात माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कहा है।
All right, so let's go back to Panchanan Mishra. Panchanan, now PM Modi gave a detailed speech today in the BJP Parliamentary Party meet, and he talked about the importance of being present in Parliament and participating in the proceedings, and also about the membership drive of the BJP. What more details can you give us?
Aishwarya, I say Parliamentary Party meeting is a bit usual meeting. It's generally held in every Tuesday during the Parliament session. However, this is the first meeting during in this 17th Lok Sabha, as in last week there was a death of sitting Raj Sabha MP, so that meeting could not be held. But several points, observations has been made by the Prime Minister, and which is very important. And also the major thrust was that the parliamentarians in both the houses should be present in the houses so that they can take part in the debates and also the raised issue related to common men. And also Prime Minister also makes his comment regarding the disciplinary action, and he said that all the members should follow the basic decorum, basic discipline, so that their conduct should be like a member of parliament. And also, it is regarding membership drive. Prime Minister is going to start the membership drive on 6th of July from Varanasi, and Party President Amit Shah will be there in Telangana. So, this is a parliamentary party which chalks out the strategy for the running of the parliament and how the key bills may be passed after the debate and discussion and the strategy. So, this is a very usual meeting, but the important message has been given.
All right, Panchanan, thank you for all those updates on that story. And now big news from Maharashtra, where the rain fury has claimed 27 lives in the state, including 18 people were dead in a wall collapse incident in Mumbai. While the authorities declared a holiday in the city today, also the adjoining regions asking people to avoid stepping out of their houses. Road and railway traffic remained jammed in the city, with the water choking at the tracks as well. Altogether, 54 flights were diverted, 52 trains were cancelled at Mumbai's Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj International Airport due to inclement weather. And the state government has said that only emergency services will remain functional in Mumbai due to heavy rains. 18 people were killed and over 50 were injured in a wall collapse incident in northern suburb of Malad in Mumbai early today following heavy rains. In East Malad, the wall collapsed on the huts due to heavy rains, killing 13 people. And in Kalyan, a portion of the compound wall of a school broke, killing 3 people, while one has been admitted to the hospital. And in Pune again, a portion of a compound wall of a college fell down on an adjoining labour camp, killing 6 people here. Relief and rescue operation is currently underway. Meanwhile, the Met Department has predicted heavy to extremely heavy rainfall at isolated places over Konkan, Goa, Madhya Maharashtra, Marathwada and Vidarbha in the next 2 days. All right, let's get all the updates. Mr. Samar Kharas, a senior assistant editor with the Maharashtra Times, is now joining us on the phone line for more. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us here on Rajya Sabha television. Sir, we understand that in Mumbai, heaviest rain has been recorded in the last 24 hours in a decade. 27 people are already dead. Holiday has been declared, of course, and Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis, we understand, has been monitoring the situation from the Mumbai Civic Body's control room as well. What are the updates about the situation right now?
The situation is not very good right now because in so many suburban areas the water has been lost, and what you have said that it's heaviest rain, but Mumbai has history of heavy rain. So it's not about natural calamity. It's about civic bodies. The way they planned about this problem is totally wrong. And basically, the town planning is the basic problem. Mumbai Municipal Corporation has completely failed to give a solution about this, because this is happening every year.
All right. And Western and Central Railway are tweeting the updates of the trains that are functional. And in fact, the Indian Navy has also deployed several teams to help the civic body, really, to help the people who have been stranded in flooded areas. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us here on Rajya Sabha television and giving us all the updates on that big story. All right, let's move on in the bulletin now. The CBI today launched a special drive in connection with the banking scams across the country, and raids were conducted at, in fact, 50 locations in 18 different cities in a coordinated action against the promoters and the directors of the companies who are accused in the cases in 12 states. The investigative agency has also registered 14 cases against the accused. Meanwhile, Vice President Venkaiah Naidu has pushed for exchange of information among countries to curb economic frauds, as well as efforts for the speedy extradition of economic offenders. Now, his remarks come in the backdrop of Indian authorities working to bring back various economic offenders who have fled the country. Speaking at the 70th Annual Day celebrations of Chartered Accountants Apex body ICAI, Venkaiah Naidu emphasized on the need for the highest ethical standards, and that chartered accountants should also help avoid recurrence of frauds. He also wondered how the countries are allowing people to park their black money.
At the international level, all countries must speak with one voice in eliminating terror and economic frauds. Because if there is a peace, there will be progress. If there is a terror, if there is a tension, you cannot have attention and you cannot have development. So terror is an enemy of the human beings. And secondly, the economic frauds will also affect the economy and growth of the country. All nations must come forward to automatically exchange information on black money parked in various countries, and also for speedy extradition of economic fugitives who commit fraud in one country and take shelter in another nation. As we seek to promote a more equitable and civilized world order, these measures are essential for healthy economies around the globe.
Top international focus now. On the anniversary of Hong Kong's return to Chinese rule, a large number of protesters smashed through the glass doors and stormed the government headquarters. The dramatic 1st of July events have marked a break from Hong Kong's peaceful demonstrations against a controversial extradition bill. Hong Kong Chief Executive Carrie Lam condemned the violence in an early Tuesday morning press conference and pledged to take necessary legal action. Now, this came after several hundred, mostly young activists, occupied the Legislative Council building for hours. They ransacked desks and cabinets and tore down portraits, mounting an open challenge to China and to Hong Kong leader Carrie Lam. And now all the action from the ICC Cricket World Cup, where Team India will take on Bangladesh at Edgbaston today. Now, India is just a win away from ensuring a spot in the semi-final from their 2 matches. But this is a do-or-die match for Bangladesh, who are 3 points behind 4th-placed England on the points table. Meanwhile, Indian all-rounder Vijay Shankar has been ruled out of the ongoing World Cup due to a toe injury, and he will be replaced by batsman Mayank Agarwal. And in yesterday's match, Sri Lanka beat West Indies by 23 runs. Sri Lanka made 338 for the loss of 6 wickets after putting into bat first. And in response, West Indies managed 315 runs for 9 wickets. And after this win, Sri Lanka are now placed at the 6th spot on the points table, but they are already out of the race of the semi-finals. And with that, we wrap up this edition of Midday News. Thanks so much for your time.